Alright, so this is the first goal in the Atlanta United vs. Philadelphia Union game. This one comes courtesy of Atlanta's Daniel Rios, who now has 5 goals in 4 matches against the Union all time. And so we're going to see a ball played by Thiago Almada, and Atlanta does a really good job just to work this ball side to side. There's a block there by Damian Lowe, the clearance away by Jack McGlynn. Atlanta's first to this ball with Caleb Wiley, and they're going to go ahead and find Thiago Almada right here on the ball. And we'll pause things right here and just point out a couple things. And so this is what makes the play. You have Jose Martinez, who throughout this whole game was doing a really good job, just always aware of where Thiago Almada is at all times. Thiago's eventually going to play that ball into space on the upper right-hand side of your screen into Brooks Lennon, which then forces Jack McGlynn to go and track Brooks Lennon. And because of that movement by Brooks, it allows Thiago just to run into that space left behind by Lennon. You're going to have the attacker then cut inside of Damian Lowe because Damian's stepping to Daniel Rios. So Kai Wagner then comes out of position, and it opens up all that space on the left hand of the side of the Union's defense, right hand side of the Union's attack. And so Thiago's just going to go ahead and play this ball into Brooks Lennon here. Brooks Lennon is just going to go ahead and play this ball, first time clip ball into Daniel Rios, who heads it into the back of the net for Atlanta to put Atlanta up 1-0. And this is just one of those goals where 54 minutes, the Union center backs were playing fantastic. Jacob Glesnes, Damian Lowe, and all it took was just one mistake by Jacob Glesnes. Should there have been better communication between Oliver Zemla and Jacob Glesnes? Probably. Jim Curtin admitted that after the game in his press conference. We'll see that ball whipped in once again by Thiago Almada right here. You can make an argument that, yeah, maybe Oliver Zemla needs to come and not back away. Be more aggressive. Go for that ball. When you're a goalkeeper coming off the bench, Jim Curtin says it's the hardest thing to do, to prepare for. You're coming off the bench cold. Andre Blake leaves this game because of a groin injury in the first half. Oliver Zemla comes in net in the second half of this game. Better communication needs to be needed there between Jacob and Oliver. Alright, so this is the second goal in the Atlanta vs. Philadelphia Union game. This one comes courtesy of Atlanta's Caleb Wiley to put Atlanta up by 2 goals 63 minutes into this match. And so the play starts on the right-hand side. Ball back into Mascaro. Good tackle by Damian Lowe. Caleb Wiley from distance beats Oliver Zemla. And that's a hell of a strike. A fantastic hit there by Atlanta United's left back. And we're talking about this on the podcast. Really, really good stuff by the Union center backs. Just their awareness, their positioning, their aggressiveness. And we see that aggressive play here by Damian Lowe to leave his line to go ahead and tackle this ball off of Mascaro's foot. The clearance goes to Caleb Wiley, and Caleb Wiley's the first to react. And we could just see just the little give and go between Almeida and Mascara. And right there, we'll pause it. Damian Lowe, he's aware that there's danger. Jose Martinez is beat. Alejandro Bedoya not pressing this ball. And so only one play can be made right here, and that's Damian Lowe leaving his line and going to be aggressive. And Damian has to get this play 100% spot on, or he's giving away a free kick in a dangerous area, or Mascara's just going to go ahead and skip by him. Fantastic tackle there by Damian Lowe, but it's just that hustle, that awareness right there by Caleb Wiley, wanting it more, beating Quinn Sullivan to the ball. Ball skips in front of Oliver Zemla. When you're playing on turf, a turf field that gets watered, it makes the ball extremely fast. And could Oliver have done better here on this play? Yeah, you can argue that, but it's a fantastic hit. Don't take anything away from Caleb. Alright, so this is the third goal in the match. This one comes courtesy by Philadelphia Union's Mikael Uhre to make the game 2-1. We can see Atlanta United on the ball here, and Alejandro Bedoya does a good job to tackle the ball off of Thiago Almada. And before this pass arrives to Quinn Sullivan, I want to point out something here real quick. And so look at the 3 Union attackers. And I know you can't see Julian Kranzel on your screen because the camera has him cut off, but he's basically at the halfway circle here for the Union. And typically, when we see the Union win the ball back in their own half, they're looking to go right away. They're looking for that outlet ball, that long ball over the top. But because all three of the attackers are inside their half of the field, the Union aren't able to play that long ball over the top. And so the Union have to build up the play, and then they spring forward in the attack. And so you're going to see Julian Kranz actually come even deeper out to the right-hand side of the field for the Union into that space. And then we're going to see a mistake by Mascara, and it's all reactions from Mikael Uhre. And so Atlanta do a good job. 3 players trying to close down Quinn Sullivan there. The pass out wide by Jacob. Good hold-up play here by Julian Kranza. Keeps the ball in play. And then the mistake by Mascara. Just a suicidal ball. Good touch here by Mikael. The second touch, what a finish. A left-footed strike by Mikael Uhre to make it 2-1. Talk about a momentum switch for the Union. After Atlanta United a few minutes ago had just scored to make it 2-0, they're coasting here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's really good play here by Julian Kranza to keep this play alive, to keep the ball in play. The mistake by Mascara, the good reaction by Mikael Uhre to realize, hey, look, I'm in. The finishes with his left foot. He's a right-footed player, folks. It's a good touch here with his right. Sets him up with his left. Ball around Brad Guzan to make this 2-1. A huge, costly mistake here for Atlanta. The Union capitalized on it. Credit to them, and they are right back in this game, 2-1. So this is the 4th and final goal in this match to make it 2-2. This one comes courtesy of Kai Wagner. And yet again, another set-piece goal here by the Philadelphia Union. Make that 4 in a row. 6 set-piece goals now on the season for the Union in 7 matches. Nate Harriel steps up for the throw-in. Cleared away by Atlanta. Nobody closes down Kai Wagner with his right. It's a goal in the back of the net. 2-2. And the first people that the Union run over to is the coaching staff. Frank Leik, the set-piece coach. Fantastic design here by the throw-in. The Union have been deadly the last couple weeks. They were deadly in this game. And they finally capitalized on one to make it 2-2. Again, the 75th minute, the last 15 minutes of game now. The Union always come alive. Make that 5 goals now in the last 15 minutes. There's a throw-in by Nate Mascara, the player who gave away the first goal. Late. I want to pause it, though, here, because people may be looking at this and say, hey, look, Nate's foot's over the line. Isn't that a foul throw-in? And according to the rules, 1, VAR does not review the taking error restarts, except from encouragement during penalty kicks. But 2, even if they reviewed this, VAR would have seen that this is a legal throw-in because Nate Harriel's heel is still on the line. And so if your heel is on the line when you're taking a throw-in, no matter if your front foot crosses the line, it is a legal throw-in. Ball thrown in by Nate Harriel. Again, Mascara, the player who gave away the first goal with the giveaway. Slow to closing down Kai Wagner. Kai with his right foot in the back of the net to make this 2-2. Nothing Brad Guzan could do here. 2 goals in 5 minutes for the Union. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the biggest moment in this game. The most talked about moment in this match, which was Mikael Uhre's second goal of the game being ruled out for offsides. And so we're going to see a lot of first-time passing here by the Union. Jack McGlynn into Bedoya into Kranza into Sullivan. And this is good work on the right-hand side by Quinn Sullivan just to dribble at the defenders. Sullivan into Gazag back to Sullivan. And this pass into Mikael Uhre. First-time finish by Mikael. And you can see the players cannot believe it. Mikael says, that's never offsides. He's in disbelief that the referees would say this is offsides. I mean, the look says it all here on Mikael's face. We'll see that replay one more time, and we'll pause it It's a good ball by Quinn Sullivan. And when you pause it like this, it looks like Mikael Uhre is onside. It's hard to see without any other angle. This is the only angle we got in the game. This did apparently get looked over by VAR. VAR says, nope, don't have to go to the monitor. It's clear and obvious that this is offsides. I'm not sure how you get that. It looks like the defender's hand, his arm is keeping Mikael onside barely. The referees say, no, not at all. This is clearly offsides. It's a good finish by Mikael. You see that flag up for offsides. Hard done there for the Union. All right, so the last thing that I want to record and show you guys here is highlights from Damian Lowe for his performance against Atlanta. I thought Damian was excellent on the night. I asked Jim Curtin after the game, what went into the decision to start Damian over Jack Elliott after it seemed like Jack Elliott and Jacob Glesnes were building that momentum that they had the last couple years together. And I'll show the highlights from Damian and also Jim Curtin's response to that question.
I thought, and I talked with Jack Elliott, and he was very professional about it. It's one of the few times in my coaching career where, I don't really have an answer to exactly why he was the one that was chosen to get a rest. The one thing is maybe in a game against Atlanta where it turns into a track meet a bit, Damian's ability to put out some fires and win those kind of crazy duels was something that we decided on. Again, Jack's going to start again for us probably in the next game. So I want these guys all on their toes already when they're called upon. But yeah, it's the first time I have to really look at a player and say, this isn't even fair, Jack. You know what I mean? So it's just we can only play with 2 this week. We think that's the way to go against the personnel that Atlanta has. So a tough decision goes against you, all right? Just like some have gone against Jacob this year, some have gone against Damian in certain instances. And now, every week they got to be ready to go. We're obviously going to miss Damian for a stretch at Copa America. So the idea of keeping them all fresh, all ready to go for the most important part of the season, which is the end, is something that I'll just say we learned a little bit about last year. I think I maybe drove Jacob into the ground, and maybe that led to a surgery. So we'll be a little bit smarter about how we manage the minutes, but it certainly wasn't performance-based. Jack's been playing amazing for us. So is Jacob now in recent weeks, and Damian as well. So this is a good problem for a coach to have, and they're going to share the load until we get to the Copa America, and then we'll regroup and assess things and go from there.